Hey everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we are in Ancient Terror War. You all know the drill. I'm going to feature my 6 war flags with commentary. I went 6 for 6 in my Ancient Terror War earlier this week. Hopefully we can repeat that performance. Real quick before we get started, if you do enjoy this video or find it helpful, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and turn that notification bell on so you can be alerted of when I drop new content. Without further ado, let's get into my 6 war flags. With my first flag, we're going to bring a couple Mega Fiend Summoners with Grover and Mordowich. I've also got Saskia, who is a 3-star Woodland Fawn healer who will resist Insanity. I've got Diachan as another healer and Fungustine as another healer. The plan here is just to get Fungustine, Diachan, and Saskia going and to be able to get my Mega Fiend Summoners going as quickly as possible. The plan is also to attack Ceres and Richard early so that I don't have to deal with their attacks. They're really the only attacking specials that they have, along with Dueler Filler's molten core damage that she gives. Let's see how this first flag here goes. Quite a bit of yellows. I've only got the one yellow with Saskia though. I need 7 tiles to get Saskia going with her special. I'd like to try to match 4 when I can, but I really don't see any way of matching those 4 in the middle, unfortunately. I'm going to match the 3 yellows horizontally with that red cascade first. Nice cascade of purples, and we're going to be able to match a purple diamond this next coming turn. And to match it, I'm going to do it this way with the 5 purples first. That's going to set a cascade of blues right after it. And a purple diamond. Awesome. Okay. So we got Mordowich right away. And Diachan so that I can heal and get the minions for her, Saskia, and Mordowich. I like to put Diachan next to Saskia when I use her in Insanity War so that she can survive a little bit longer. I'm going to use Mordowich on Ceres first. He is definitely the biggest threat to me with the Wither effect from him. And then we've got a massive yellow diamond I can match. I think I'm going to match that with the reds on the right. Actually, I'm not going to match the reds. I don't want to set off Bramble and Richard any sooner than I need to, I think. No, I like the plan like I normally do with the tile dumping. Let's do that. And another cascade of yellows. I'm going to hold on to Saskia until the Ancient Terror goes off. For now, let's match these 3 greens up against Rosalind? Yeah. And Ceres is getting like 700 damage every turn, so he should be dead next turn. Now, let's match these 3 greens up against Rosalind again. Ancient Terror's going off, but I'm going to use Saskia, who's a Woodland Fawn who resists Insanity. And we need 1 more turn for Ceres to die. I need to make sure I do not set off Bramble, because I don't want that Mega Fiend going away. Let's match these purples and reds on the left. Dueler Filler is going to go off anyway, and she's going insane, even better. So I am probably going to match some tiles up against Bramble. Actually, you know what? I may as well just hit this yellow diamond. Yeah, let's do this. I need to do some tile dumping. We need to get some green tiles so that I can get Grovert's Mega Fiends going. And that was quite the cascade. And we've got Grovert and Fungustine and Diachan and Saskia. Rosalind's insane. Mordowich has a Mega Minion. None of my heroes have any insanity, so let's use Diachan first to heal, and then I'm going to use Fungustine for the overheal. Let's give the Mega Fiend to Richard. He's the biggest threat there. I'm going to hold on to Saskia since I do not need her at this moment right now. Let's match 3 greens up against Bramble. Let's match 3 greens up against Rosalind. We've got another Mega Fiend we can use. I'm going to put that on Duelfleur. And then I'm going to hit this blue dragon. That should give me Mordowich's special. Perfect. Let's use Saskia first to get rid of the insanity. And then I'm going to put this Mega Fiend on Bramble, except I want to activate him first, since he's going to heal anyway. Let's match these reds up against him. And it's going to set off both of them. It actually works out great. I do hope Richard's Mega Fiend stays, and actually it got rid of, so we're going to put the Mega Fiend on him instead. Let's now match these greens and yellows here in the middle. It's going to give me Saskia again and another Mega Fiend. Let's put that on Duelfleur again. I'm going to hold on to Saskia. Let's match these 3 blues up against Rosalind. Timer is under 4 minutes, so we need to get this battle moving along a little bit here. Gonna hit this. Let's match these 3 blues. All right, and Richard's dead. Perfect. That worked out pretty good, actually. I am going to hit this green dragon. Let's use Saskia, Diachan, Fungustine, match these green tiles over here. I'm going to put the Mega Fiend on... now let's wait for Bramble to go off. I need a damage multiplier to come stat. Alright, these purple tiles are going to give me Mordowich. I'm going to wait for Bramble to go off. And then I'm going to attack Bramble with Mordowich. I'm going to use Saskia first to remove the insanity. Really need one of these healers to die. Please kill Bramble with the Mega Fiend. Perfect. Let's hit this green diamond. That's going to give me another Mega Fiend to give. After Rosalind replaces her Mega Fiend with the Mega Minion, we're going to give her one. And she went insane, even better. We can put the Mega Fiend on Dueler Filler. Rosalind's dead. We got 45 seconds to kill Dueler Filler with that Mega Fiend. And this Mega Fiend hit should kill her. Perfect. All right, long battle, but we are starting off 1 for 1. Very nice. With my second flag, we're going to bring up 4 heroes that can resist Insanity with Medea, Galapagos, Sparktoy, and Peregrine. And then I've got Dueler Filler as my healer. They've got Glass Richard at tank. They've also got Astrid, Gestalt, Archibald, and Dueler Filler as well. Let's see how the second flag goes. Not a good board to start here. Awesome. I'm going to start off with the 3 blues vertically up the middle, see if we can get a purple or a green somewhere in there. We did get a purple and a green. All right. Think I'm probably going to match the 3 blues in that same exact spot. All right. We have a little bit of a cascade we can set off with these purples and yellows. It's going to set off Richard, but that's okay. Let's match these 3 greens horizontally here, I think. Yeah. The Ancient Terror Insanity is about to go off. Let's match the 3 reds horizontally so I can match some greens next turn. Would love to be able to heal, but I don't think I'm going to be able to anytime soon. And Richard just went insane. I will take it. Let's match these 3 greens up top right now, I think. That's going to give me my 3 green specials. And Richard's dead. Gestalt's about to go off, but that's okay. As long as Peregrine doesn't die. Alright. And we're going to hit the 2 on the left. Obviously, I don't want to deal with the potential of Astrid reviving anybody. Let's use Peregrine first, and then Galapagos and Sparktoy. They attack all and give a fiend. Now let's match these purples. It's going to give me Medea and Dueler Flare. So Dueler Flare's got 10 insanity. Let's hope she does not go insane, and she does not. Awesome. And I'm going to use the Shifting Miles attack on Medea. Or rather, with Medea on Astrid. Timing of that was also nice because Dueler Fuller is about to go off and make it so that their allies cannot gain any ailments. Gestalt has... oh my god, that is a small font. 454 health, I think that is, and he's going to get 411 burn damage over the next few turns. Let's match this red diamond so I can tile dump if I need to. That was like almost no damage because of the Firestorm Ward, and I got a dodge or 2 out of it. Perfect. Gestalt is dead. Now we can ghost these 3 green tiles, even though I've got a negative mana ailment.
let's ghost these 3 yellow tiles now. I don't want to tile dump against Astra until she's dead, or in that area until she's dead with that red diamond, because then the blues are going to go off. Let's match or ghost these 3 yellows. Give me a green somewhere in there. Okay. Don't set off Astra, thank you. Alright, we can actually kill her with these purple tiles. Let's just do that and get her out of the way. Now I've got these 3 greens I can ghost. And let's see what kind of damage we can do over here. And we should be able to finish off this battle, I think, right now. Awesome. We are 2 for 2 now. With my 3rd flag, we're going to go up against this Nithgeist tank team. They've also got Dulafiller, Sumohaki, the new Mega Fiend dealer. They've got Zaza, and then they've also got Oracork. I've got Bramble, who will safely cleanse with that Molten Core that Dulafiller gives, and then Oracork gives that Deep Sleep. I've got Kolya, who has a Mega Minion, who also safely cleanses. I've got Sartana with the superior Masterclass Wizard talents that will have a good chance to dispel the buffs that Nithgeist gives. I've also got Demetria, who is a Dispeller to 3, and then I've also got Von Rothbert for the dancing effect as well. So I've got quite a bit of counters for the bullshit from Nithgeist, and then all of the other ailments that I could get. I'm going to start off with the 4 greens on the bottom right. I want to match those before they get separated. Now I've got a couple of cascades I can match. Let's match the 3 blues up top. It's going to set a cascade of the blues underneath. Too bad I don't have any blues, or else I could get 9 blues in one match. Now, let's match these 3 greens up top. That's going to set up a 4 match of purples directly underneath it next turn. Actually, we have a purple diamond. That is even better. All right. And I am going to hit that purple diamond. That should kill Nithgeist. I am going to get some counterattack back. Hopefully we can dispel some of these buffs with that superior Masterclass talent. Awesome. Dulafiller was dispelled of that. And the cool thing about Demetria, once I can get Bramble off, is that she dispels and she attacks 1 and then dispels that enemy and nearby ally, so I can attack Zaza on the right and dispel. Alright, I need to get some greens here, though, to match. Hitting that green dragon's not going to do me any good. Let's match these 3 reds up the middle and see if I can get lucky. And we did. Awesome. Oof, that was a ton of damage to Demetria. Do I want to use Demetria now? No. Let's match the 3 greens up against Sumohaki. That's going to set him off to give a Mega Fiend, but Demetria should still be alive. Alright, let's use Bramble first to heal and get rid of the Insanity. Now, I'm going to target Oracork, I think, with the dancing effect. He's a cleric class, actually. Let's not do that. I'm probably going to attack Zaza with it. Okay, let's hit Oracork with Sartana and Demetria. Let's hit Demetria first because she's going to attack and then dispel those Firestorm ward buffs that he has. And then let's use Sartana. Hopefully this kills him. Not quite. That poison damage should kill him, though, before he can get a special off. Let's hit Zaza with Von Rothbert. And he resisted the dancing effect. For some reason, I thought the dancing effect would overwrite the ailment immunity. So, my bad on that. I should have used Demetria over there. Alright. Well, let's Match these 3 blues up against Sumo Hockey so I can get some greens next turn. And Orcork is dead from that poison damage. Awesome. Let's match these 4 greens over here on the bottom. We've got Kolya. I'm thinking about waiting to use him. How many more turns do they have this ailment immunity for? But I'm going to get Insanity next turn, and Bramble's going to be dead before I can get rid of the Insanity. I'm going to ghost these 3 yellow tiles so that I can move up that purple to match 4 purples next turn. Or we could get a cascade of purples. And another cascade of purples. I will take it. Let's put the dancing effect from Von Rother on Duelfiller. Hopefully she does not go insane. Actually, before we do that, let's use Domitia and... Domitia just went insane. Cool. Let's use Sartana, hopefully, against Zaza. Thank you. And then let's use Von Rothberg against Zaza. Cool. Now, let's ghost these 3 red tiles. I'm trying to stay away from Duelfiller. I don't want them to heal before Zaza dies. And Zaza's probably going to die with that purple tile. Cool, okay. Now, I'm just going to let the Mega Minion do its work now. Don't want a chance me going insane. I'm definitely not going to use Kolya to have them potentially give a Mega Minion to Duelfiller. And Duelfiller just went insane. Cool. Still not using any specials. Not even trusting 10 Insanity. Feel free to skip to the next match if you want, because I am not using any specials and not going to match tiles up against Duelfiller. Not the cascade I wanted. Also not the cascade I wanted. Alright, she's gonna go off anyway, so let's hit that dragon. And she's dead from that tile, and the Mega Minion hit. Awesome. We are 3 for 3 now. With my 4th flag, we're going to bring back 3 stars Saskia, and we're also going to bring Diachin as another healer, and then I've got 3 hard-hitting blues with Hogni, Richard, and Magni. This defense that they have is a pretty passive defense. They've only got 2 attackers with Saris and Glass Richard, so I'm planning to take out Saris first and try to take him out early with my 3 hard-hitting blues. Saskia is in here because she's a Woodland Fawn and resists Insanity, and I want the ability to remove Insanity without having to worry about if that healer is going to go insane. I've got Diachan next to her to help give her a little bit of a buff with that beefy minion. This worked well the first flag and in previous wars. With all of the new War of 3 Kingdoms family members out there on defenses, you have to be a little choosy and picky about which teams you can bring Saskia against, and defenses that have healer as a tank like Rosalind and then 2 other healers are definitely pretty good options to bring her up against, which is what I did that first flag also. Wish I had some greens. Let's start off with the 3 greens horizontally directly in the middle. That's going to set off a couple cascades with the yellows and reds. Just deciding how I want to match them, but I don't think it really matters. Let's match the 3 purples all the way on the left, setting off that cascade of greens. And we're going to have our 4 yellows to help finish getting Saskia's special. She activates in just 7 tiles. So we've got her special. I'm going to save that until the insanity goes off. We really need to get some blues here, though. Actually, let's match these 3 greens horizontally so I can match those blues next turn. All right, let's use Saskia now. Remove some insanity, and I'm going to match this red diamond. That's going to set off a cascade of the 4 purples directly underneath, which is also going to give me Dia-chan. Let's use Dia-chan. And then I'm going to match these 3 blues directly up the middle. I need to tile dump. Oh, man, if I hit that red diamond, it's going to set off the greens against Ceres. I really need my blues to go off, though. I feel like I'm kind of stuck, and I feel like I need to hit that red diamond. No, let's not do it. Let's match the 4 reds up against Rosalind. Now let's match the 3 yellows up against Rosalind. Man, I can't get a blue tile to save my life. Alright. Let's hit this red dragon. It's going to set off... Actually, it's not going to set a cascade. But that's okay. I'm going to move that 1 red tile over, though. And we might be able to get lucky and get a blue. Let's match these 3 greens horizontally. Please give me a blue there. We did not. Rosalind did go insane, so that's good. And then I'm going to match just the 3 green tiles up against Ceres, because if I match the purples or the red diamond, then it's going to give me more than 50% mana for Dia-chan as well. And I'm hoping Ceres hits either Dia-chan or Saskia, since they have under 50% mana. Yes, that was a good move. Perfect. So only she gets silenced. Awesome. Now we can do some tile dumping. Let's hit the red diamond, and then that purple's going to get moved up and set that big cascade off too. Nice. Still can't get a blue to save my life, though. And that Mega Minion that went insane and is on Saskia safely cleansed the silence that was on Dia-chan, so that's cool. Let's use Dia-chan since she does not have any insanity. Let's match these 3 purples up against Rosalind. Let's match these 3 yellows up against Maisie. Give me a blue, please. Alright, we got one eventually, but I can make this work with these blues over here. That's going to give me my 3 blue specials, and Ceres is going off again, though. At least I have the Mega Minion to safely cleanse. Hopefully he doesn't attack, or doesn't kill the Mega Minion. He did not. Cool. I think bypasses minions. Alright, we need to get this battle moving. I need to try to See what kind of damage I can do to Ceres. Not even going to bother attacking Rosalind with the Mega Minion. Let's match these yellows, set that cascade of purples. Rosalind went insane again, awesome. Let's use Hogni on the 3 on the right here. Should have used Saskia first. No, I don't have any insanity because it got removed from the effect. Let's hit the green diamond. I really need to get this battle moving, like I said. Do some tile dumping, get some blues if we can. We're going to get 3 blues up against Ceres next turn. Nice. Maisie went insane. Cool. Let's use Diachan to heal. Match these 3 blues up against Ceres. I was really hoping I was going to do more damage, but I have all this Wither effect now. Let's match these yellows and the blue here. Nice cascading. I don't know if it's going to matter much. The damage stacking from reducing stacking from Rosalind's definitely hurting me. Ceres is about to get healed. Really need Richard to go insane. That'd be cool. Nope. Ceres, please go insane. Oh, he's gonna get the damage and insanity removed, of course. Saskia is dead. Let's try to remove insanity. Let's see if we can do some damage over here. Hogni, see what kind of damage that does. Damage multiplier is stacking up. Let's hit the yellow diamond. Ceres is dead finally. Oh, that was a nice cascade. Kill some people, please. Wow. Give me these specials, please. Alright, well, we didn't win this battle, but we definitely made it much more manageable to clean for the next person, at least. If I had a little bit more time, I think I could have won it, but... Alright, well, we are 3 for 4 now. With my next flag, I'm going to bring 4 heroes that can resist insanity with Domiventus, Medea, Gestalt, and Tamlin. I've got Blossom as a healer, and she's also a dispeller in case if Gander is able to get off, although I think I'd rather have a cleanser, actually, to cleanse the Firestorm, or rather the Molten Core damage from everybody. Yeah, let's do that. Let's bring in Ignazio instead, or maybe a hero with the safely cleansing Mega Mega Minion. Now let's bring in Ignacio. And I actually decided to bring Revna in instead because of the healing and the reflecting of ailments. I don't want to bring in an Ignacio because if he goes insane, then it could cleanse a shifting Miles attack from Medea or some of the other ailments from Domi Ventus, Gestalt, and Tamlin, and I definitely don't want that. All right, so let's see here how our 5th flag goes. All right, decent board here. I'm going to start off with the reds on the right, setting off that cascade of purples underneath, and maybe some more stuff after. Nice cascade of red underneath, and the purples. That was an awesome cascade, and Gander is dead already. Wow. All right. That was a good first move, I guess. Next, I am going to use Medea on the right side over here. This should work on Aslagar. Yeah, he's a fighter class, although if Grendel gets hit with a special, then he has a chance of dispelling an ailment from everybody. So that's not going to work, actually. Let's use this over here on Dia-chan. Although, honestly, I'd rather still just kill these two on the right. They're more of a danger to me, in my opinion. And the shifting Miles attack did stick. Awesome. Let's ghost these green tiles up the middle. Nice cascade of reds underneath. And let's use Domi Ventus here on the right first. And then let's use Gestalt and see if anybody dies. Almost. Let's match these 3 reds up against Aslagar. I was waiting a turn to use Revna to see if maybe Grendel or Asarnia or Athelsgar was going to go off. But I don't think they are over the next few turns. So let's just use Revna now before the... Actually, no, I'm going to wait one more turn. Because Insane is not yet about to go off. Let's ghost these 3 purples, maybe? Or I might match these 4 yellows up top. Or the 3 yellows. You know what? Let's just ghost the 3 purples. That's going to give me Tamlin right away, and I don't want to wait for him. Let's use Tamlin now. That's going to kill Grendel and do some pretty big damage to everybody else. Awesome, and Asarnia killed. Awesome. Now, let's use Revna now before the Insanity goes off. Let's match these 4 reds. It's going to give me Domi Ventus and Gestalt back in this battle. Should be over, even with Dia-chan going off. She does have the Reflect buff that she stole with one of her minions. Let's use Domi Ventus first, and Gestalt's cubes might end the battle. Not quite. Quite a bit of damage, just not enough to kill Dia-chan. I am not going to heal at all. I don't want to mess with the potential of going insane. And that is the battle. We are 4 for 5 now. 1 flag left. With my last flag, I've got a healer who resists insanity with Thalassa, and then I've also got Shimmer Scale and Rosalind. Rosalind for that safely cleansing Mega Minion in case if any of their ailment givers go off. I've got Grimsteel as another healer and Growth Giver for both attack and defense, and then Ixen, who makes it so that all enemies receive extra damage. She also does give a Wither attack for attack if, or a Wither effect for attack. And if she happens to go insane, then Rosalind's Guard Rally passive, and also Shimmer Scale actually, removes Wither effects every 4 turns. But I'm not planning on using any of those 4 heroes on the left unless if they have 0 insanity, which I'll be able to remove with Thalassa's special. All right, let's see how this last flag here goes. Not a great board, but I think we can make it work. We've got a couple cascading options here. I'm going to use or match the 5 reds, and then that's going to set off 2 cascades of the yellows and greens after. Hopefully we can get some blues. Nice cascade of blues as well. So Thalassa activates in 7 tiles for her first charge. So I'm going to hit the red diamond. I'm not going to hit the blue dragon to hit it, though, because I can match 3 blues next turn so that we can get Thalassa's special early. Nice cascade. And I'm actually thinking about matching the yellows first so that I can get Rosalind's full Mega Minion to cleanse so that I don't have to deal with the frost damage. Let's match the 3 yellows all the way on the right. That should not set anybody's special off, and I'll be able to get Rosalind. Perfect. Let's use Rosalind, and then I'm going to use Shimmer Scale on the 3 on the left, and then let's match these 4 blues here. Nice cascade of blues. It's going to give me Grimsteel. Not quite. We do have Ixen, though. Let's use Ixen on the left over here. Unfortunately, the tank is dead, so it's only going to hit 2 instead of 5, but that's okay. I'm going to wait to use Thalassa because the Insanity is about to go off next turn. Let's match the 3 reds up against Isabel since she's about to go off anyway. Now let's use Thalassa, remove some Insanity. This whole change of Insanity only being 10 on attackers has really changed the dynamic, in my opinion, of how the Ancient Terror battles go. And I don't know if you all have been experiencing it, but we had a very high war, the midweek war. We scored 7,200 points and still lost, and we're probably going to need 7,500 or more to win this one, which we'll take a look at what the status is afterwards. But I am going to use Grimsteel for the attack and defense growth. We should be able to kill Medea with just the bleed damage. So I'll use Shimmer Scale here on the right. And that's assuming that Medea does not revive like 7 times. Alright, Gestalt's going to go off anyway. Let's match these 3 blues over here on the bottom. That should kill Isabel. Nice cascading. Gestalt's dead, and Medea is reviving as expected. And that is the battle. All right, so we ended up finishing 5 for 6. Right now, we've got 5390 points with 54 flags left. They've got 5473 with 27 flags left. So we have a 27 flag advantage on them, and we're only down about 83 points. So this war is definitely looking like we are going to win it, unless if something crazy happens. And we are in Ancient Terror War, so crazy is the name of the game here. But that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it or found it helpful. And if you did, hit that like button, make sure you're subbed to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.